Well, good evening to each and every one of you. Oh, happy Wednesday night. I pray everyone is doing all right, better than me. I am in Memphis and we are in the midst of a thunderstorm. So my internet is being real janky tonight. So I need some prayer warriors out there. I need you to pray that we stay connected tonight so we can get this show done. All right. So I need y'all praying right now that the show goes all right. And if my internet goes completely out, I know I need to do some Bible studies for a show or something because y'all ain't got no power. All right. So listen, again, welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday night. This is Frankly Speaking, and I am your host, Frank Ray the Third. Good evening to those of you who are right here on the comment section on Facebook, those of you who are tuned in on YouTube. I'm glad to see all of you. Do me a favor, y'all know the drill. I need you to help me reach more people. I need everybody who's in the comment section. I need you to share right now. Those of you on Facebook, look in your bottom left hand corner, and I need you to hit that share button. Come on, I need everybody to share right now. Share, 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 and tell me you shared when you've done it. Those of you over on YouTube, I need you to hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Well, last week we talked about what do women really want? It's a complex question. It was so complex until I said, you know what? We need to do a part two. Because it's so complex. We could never talk about it all in one show. We won't be able to talk about it in two shows. But I wanted to dive deeper into it tonight and even go over some of the stuff we already went over last week and go a little bit farther tonight with a different set of people with a different set of thoughts. So I have some amazing guests on tonight, and I hope you got your best wine glass, your best wine, whatever you gonna turn up on with us tonight. Turn up, sip. Don't sip too much now. Just a little wine is good for the stomach. Don't overdo it. So tell everybody to pull up, share it right now, and we get ready to get into the show. Let's run it, baby.
Frankly speaking, I'm here now. Let's run it.
Ladies and gents, how y'all doing tonight?
We're doing
We
good.
good, brother.
Y'all
Hey.
good?
We
Yes.
good.
Good to see everybody. I told you I had a whole different set. Some beautiful ladies on here tonight. Y'all just have to deal with me and Joe. Y'all just have to bear to look at us tonight. We are not the showstoppers tonight. We have four showstoppers, and I'm glad to have each and every one of them. Let's get into the introductions. I'm gonna start with Miss Asia. Miss Asia, I'm glad to have you tonight. Would you tell the people where you're from, what you do, and let's just talk about a couple of those things.
Okay. Good evening, guys. I'm Asia Rose. I'm a model and creative director. I was born in Chicago, but I live in Memphis now, and I was basically raised here. Follow me on Instagram. It's Miss Asia Rose. That's MSASIAROSE. Hey.
That's what's up. Thank you for joining me here on Frankly Speaking tonight. Uh,
Thanks for having me.
Miss Macklin. What's up? What's
Yes,
up?
sir. What's going on?
Tell the people who you are, where you from, what you do.
Okay, I'm Crystal Macklin. I am from Prince George's County, Maryland. I currently live in Alexandria, Virginia, with my wonderful dog who wants to be on the camera. I'm a dog mommy to a wonderful 1-year-old golden doodle. I'm a property manager. I work for a company called Greystar in corporate America. We actually take care of multifamily housing and commercial real estate in the DC area.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome.
Thank
Y'all,
you.
those of you from Memphis, show Miss Macklin just a little bit of Memphis love. She's an out of towner.
I'm an out of towner.
Everybody else got Memphis roots except for Joe. But he, he dwell in Shelby County. That's one of my best friends. So she's the only outsider. Y'all show us some Memphis love in the comment section.
Thank you all.
Miss King, she really needs no introduction. She's already been on my show twice, but there may be some new people in the comment section, new people on the show tonight who's never seen her. So Tashiana, tell the people who you are, what you do, where you're from.
Well, I am originally from the same place that your friend Mr. Manaway is from, Seattle, Washington. But I live here in Memphis, Tennessee now. And I'm a real estate investor by trade, but now I have a new title. I'm a new real estate developer here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm a mom to two young, beautiful, brilliant babies. So that's who I be.
Thank you for joining us yet again on Frankly Speaking, Miss King. Then down in my I guess that way. Uh she's on my right hand bottom corner. She's originally from Memphis. We have close family friends. And I'm glad to have her on my show tonight. Miss Lauren, would you tell the people who you are, where you're from, what you do?
Absolutely. I'm honored to be here. Hi, everybody. My name is Lauren Morgan. I am a business attorney. I'm currently residing in Phoenix, Arizona, but as he mentioned, born in Memphis, Tennessee. We share very close family roots. He got some stories and memories from me from back in the day. But I'm so honored to be here, especially with this topic. I am very wholeheartedly into navigating successful business and personal relationships through your singleness. So this topic is right on point.
Thank you, Lauren. It's good to have you. And I ain't gonna tell no stories tonight. I'm not gonna
I
embarrass
appreciate
you
it.
like that.
I go take the tag on it.
And then last but not least, y'all, I got my brother, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, with us tonight. He's been on the show previously as well. Joseph C. Manaway. What's up, bro? Tell the people who you are, where you from, what you do.
Trey, what's up, bro? Good evening, ladies, again, and good evening, everyone who is watching. My name is Joseph Manaway. I'm a staff pastor at Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Fairfield and Suisun City, California. And as aforementioned by Ms. Tashiana, I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, so I'm a left coast guy. And Trey is one of my absolute best friends, more like a brother than friend. And I feel like he set me up tonight, but that's a conversation we're gonna have offline. And I'm just here to help moderate, and I got my good pen ready. So I'm just happy to be on here. Thanks for having me, Trey. I appreciate you,
Of,
bro.
of course, bro. Let's get it popping. I know the ladies are nervous about what I'm going to ask tonight. So I got a new segment on the show, y'all. I started it last week. It's an icebreaker. So we call it "What the heck." What the heck? It is a question that ain't got nothing to do with the show. It's just something to break the ice and get y'all talking and get the nervousness out so we can have a good show. So the question is, if you were a superhero, what would your power be and why? If you were a superhero, what would your powers be? No, your power be and why? Anybody can take it.
Okay, so my superpower would be to go back in time. Like I would be a time traveler
Okay. Why?
because I feel like if I knew something bad was going to happen, I could go back in time. Or if I wanted to see what was going to happen in the future, I could go forward. So it's like I would be in control of what's happening.
So what if the Back to the Future glitch? If you interact with your past self wrong and you alternate the future
Yeah,
and
I
delete
think that's
somebody.
probably it.
All right, that's cool. Somebody else. What would your superpower be and why?
Mine would be to be able to just heal people. Me and my kids,
Okay,
we do this round table thing. So this was a question that was in our cards. And that's what I said. It would be to heal people because once people are healed, they can accomplish anything. There's that it's all on you. You don't have any excuse. So when you healed, you whole, you could do whatever you want to do.
that's dope. That's dope. Somebody else.
I can go. I love to problem solve for people. So something revolving around I'm sorry, my dog, being so resourceful and loving to help people in need with resources, whether or not it's financial, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I just love to help people and I love to serve. So that would be my superpower.
Okay. Lauren.
For good. Mine was going to be a time traveler too. So I'll come up with another one. And my best guess would be, I guess, I would want to, I guess it's time traveling too, but like fly. I like to
Okay.
travel. I travel a lot. Trey knows this about me. I travel a lot. So it would
Yeah.
be amazing to not just fly, but to be like places really quickly, right? So I could also show up on the scene and save lives really quickly because it's like, oh, in a split second. So I would like to travel faster than the speed of light. That's my superpower.
That's dope. That's dope. Joe.
I was definitely going to say fly and travel quickly just to be able to, be there for the people I love and people who are in need fast in a quick manner and without restrictions or reservations. So definitely fly.
Man, I think my superpower would be being able to turn paper into money.
This guy.
That would be my superpower. Everything I touch just turn into money. Look, I got some real saved people on here tonight. Look, where did come and go? This is what Chris said his power would be. That is so funny. All right.
Oh man.
I hope y'all ready for the show. All right,
Brace us.
I'm gonna start it off with a question I asked last week to see if some of yours are the same. Let's start here. How big are first impressions for you? How big are first impressions from a man to you? If your man wants to impress you, how big is the first impression of him?
Huge.
All right.
Big. I mean, first impressions are everything. How you look, how you smell, how you talk, the way you carry yourself, your mannerisms. And so, honestly, if you blow it within that first impression, you make it lead to be turned off a little bit. So, I think first impressions are really big.
I think that it depends on what the hiccup may be or like what is off about the first impression just because life happens. So depending on like what would be off about that first impression, how does he respond to it? Is he gonna allow it to affect our entire time together? Can he bounce back from it? So I mean, I guess it just depends on what it is.
Would you give him an opportunity to bounce back from a bad impression?
If I was genuinely interested, and again depending on what it is, like if he was late or I don't know, I can't even really imagine, but yeah, there's definitely opportunities where you get to bounce back because I'll be wanting grace too because I know I am notoriously late. That's why I utilize that one. So it just
Ooh.
depends on what it is, but if he smells bad, probably not because I'm real big on on smells. It just depends on what it is.
Yeah. Ace?
Are we talking about the first impression, like first time meeting, or the first date?
You create the context.
Okay, so first impressions, like saying hello, I'm so and so. What's your name? It's normally quick, so I don't really have too much of an impression that quickly of someone. Like 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, you get the number, you walk away. Cool. Like if it goes good, it goes good. I have like a one date rule though. Like if I'm physically attracted to you and you ask for my number, I'll give it to you and we can go on a date. No matter,
I feel you.
if I really didn't like your outfit or, if you smell bad, you could have just left the gym or you could have just ate Mexican food or something. So, you never know. So,
You are very understanding. I love it. I love it.
I don't understand. You just never know.
Yeah, Lauren.
I'm gonna take Asia's setup because I like that. I am a little bit different. First impressions, if it's not a date, I'm kind of oblivious to dudes like coming at me in first impressions. So honestly, I'm probably not even gonna be aware of you, so it's not a big deal. Until there is some type of emotional or mental connection, like if you say something clever or you say something that's thought provoking, then I'm turned on, and then I start checking for you. But otherwise, I honestly don't even see people. It's weird. But once you get my attention and you are taking me out on a date, impressions are very, very, very important. If you're gonna be late, I need you to notify me. I need to communicate. Smelling good, dressing well, right? Like, did you put in effort to get a haircut, groom yourself? I don't need no dirty nails. Listen. I'm not picky up front, but when we get back to the date, I got all the requirements up in this.
I feel you. All right. So, what's the best way if a man is feeling you? What's the best way for a man to shoot his shot at you?
Be direct.
All right.
Yes.
Be direct. Because for the most part, I'm just going to take it that you're being nice and kind and polite. Now, a lot of times I get in trouble, especially from my male friends about this. They say like, oh, you act really naive. You know that guy's into you. And I'm like, no, I don't. If you say, hey, girl, I like your hair, I take it to mean that, hey, girl, he like my hair. Not, hey, girl, I want to go out with you. So if you want something from me, just be straight. Be like, hey, girl, I like you, girl. I can deal with that a little better.
Hold on, Tashiana, you said be like what?
Hey, girl, I like you, girl, but I say that in jest.
I
But,
know. I'm just messing with you.
be direct is the point.
All right. I feel you. Don't be playing games. Be direct. What you really want.
What you want?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I gotta follow that.
Don't eat, don't eat.
Listen,
Yeah.
full court press. That's all I want. Full court press. Come. You coming for me, baby? Come.
Yes,
Okay?
please.
Thank you. Don't leave no question up for grabs. Any of that. So I love what she was saying. I ain't got nothing to add but that. So I'm done.
I totally agree.
All right. Joe, you got something you want to throw in here before I move on?
So even with the desire of like the full court press and a man pursuing you or letting you know he's interested in you, since now that we live in like this social media age, like do you feel like it's, does it hold more weight for a man to let you know that he's feeling you in person as it relates to, notoriously sliding into the DMs? Like, how can a man tactfully, reach out to you? Because it may be a dude right now in these 87 people watching this right now who might want to approach or hit one of y'all up while we in the show or even after the show. So how may he be able to reach out to you, if he don't have your number or he don't see you at the gas station or at Kroger's?
Just
Like,
don't
what's a
just don't be a
tactful way?
creep. Don't be a
Define
creep
that.
and like 1,000 of my photos. Like that's very creepish. So I think it's a big turn off. Of course, everyone, is on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all those things. But if you go and you start following someone and then you like 1,000 of their photos, kind of sends a red flag, like, I don't know. But if you politely send a message like, hey, we have mutual friends, or I saw you at an event last week and I found you, very attractive. I would like to get to know you better. It's just actually being grown and being mature and being an adult versus them being creepy.
See, I'm like a little different because I don't personally think that's creepy.
Me
Like,
neither.
if
I
someone
don't
wanted to
don't like
approach me,
1,000 of my photos.
yeah, please go like all of my photos. Like y'all go like them now. Like nothing's wrong with that. And then just keeping it simple in DMs. I don't know why sliding in the DMs is so bad. Like, there is nothing wrong with sliding in DMs. If you don't see me out, how else are you gonna talk to me?
That's
So you
true.
Right.
just message me, hey, my name is so and so. I think you're attractive. Can I get to know you? Just keep it simple. You know, you can throw a little joke in there, but most of y'all ain't funny, so don't do that. Just keep it simple. Just be like, hey, call me. Like, hey, I want to see what's up. Like, or just leave your number if you want to.
See, don't ask me for my number right off bat. Can we get comfortable in the DMs first? I'm not opposed to sliding in the DMs. You should definitely do it with some tact. Do not like all of my pictures
Absolutely.
at one time. I saw you
Thank you.
tastefully repost that, Frank. So that yeah, like a few of them because honestly, if we're not friends, you go into my requested, right? So I'm not even gonna. I think
Mhm.
guys do that because they know if you aren't friends, it's to catch your attention. Don't be a creep and go through all of my pictures though, right? All the way back to 2012 when I first posted my first picture. That's scary. It looks
Yes,
a little
yes.
stalkerish that you are trying to touch. Like
I love
that ain't a full court press, bro. You off into another sport. You into football now. Come on back to basketball. So to that point, I think it's you do it tactfully. You like express that there's some interest, right, or that you would like to get to know me in the DMs a little bit more, or ask something. Go through my profile and find something that we have in common. Be tactful about it, right? Like, oh, I saw that you posted this picture and you said this quote or something like that. Like, oh, you took the time to actually read my quote. You're gonna have my interest immediately. Even if I'm not feeling it, I'm gonna respond honestly. Me personally, I'm gonna respond out of a courtesy for your time and effort that you put in, and now you have my attention, right? I just told you before, I'll be missing people. So until you get my attention, I'll be like, thanks, keep it moving. But once you say something that grabs me, you're more inclined to get my attention past that. Have a couple of conversations and then ask me for your number. But honestly, y'all, we still coming out the end of this pandemic. How else you gonna meet me if it's not through the DMs or social media at this point? So come correct and tactfully.
And Miss
It doesn't
Jasmine
matter to
said,
me.
yeah. Miss
I was gonna
Jasmine
say it
said the
doesn't.
DM's gonna bless you if you let
If
it.
you
Go
if
ahead,
you
Touch
let
Jazz.
them, that's
that.
Jazz. That's my
To
girl.
me, it doesn't matter. I'm like, it's social media, right? So anything that I put out on social media, I expect that somebody's gonna look at it. So for me, I will go back through your pictures because I want to see like what you've been doing, because sometimes people you can tell a lot, and this is kind of like a double-edged sword, by looking at people's social media. What type of things are you posting? How are you posing?
Yeah.
Like, are these moments and memories? Are you materialistic? These types of things I want to see. I want to see how you carry yourself. I want to see your glow up. It doesn't matter to me if you like my pictures. When it comes to being in the DMs, I think with anything, I tell everybody right now, my word, at least for this year, I have two of them, is intentionality and reciprocity. So be intentional because again, if you like 10 of my pictures, I'm thinking you just liking my pictures. That don't tell me that we go together now.
Real
So
talk.
if you like me, if you're interested, if you have some type of desire, just hit me up and say, hey, and start a conversation. Be genuine and intentional. Like the WYD, I mean, I couldn't care less about that. I don't have all of these rules. My main thing is, man, be yourself. Because if you start off one way, because you look at me online and you think, oh, she's only gonna like me if, and that's not really you, it's not gonna last. So just be yourself.
Yeah.
That's my position on it.
Yeah. And I know this what the women really want, but I don't know what they mean when y'all go like all my pictures on Instagram, y'all. I just want to throw that in there. Listen, we having fun already. We are vacillating between 100 and 110 people between Facebook and YouTube together. It's starting to look like it did before I stopped doing my show, and half of y'all left me. So I need us to get back up to that 200 mark at one time, how we were in the first half of the season. So I need you to hit that share button. I need you to tag at least 3 people in the comment section. Tell them to come on in tonight. We're just getting warmed up. All right, let's move on. Let's go and get juicy. Let's go and get juicy.
Oh God.
That's where it's going. We might as well just go and dive. Just go and dive in here tonight.
No.
Uh, how important is sex in a relationship or marriage? However you want to put it. The
No,
comment section.
everybody speak at once.
I'll go first. sex is
Okay.
everything. Let's not even
Sex
front
is
here, right?
everything.
And this is from a girl who's currently celibate, waiting until marriage. But let's not play. The church don't really talk about it. They want to be taboo about it. But
All right.
that will be my ministry when I get married, honey. Like when I want it, how I want it.
Ministry.
Let's
It is
bless
ministry.
the man
Yeah.
of God once we get married, right? So it's very important. I think I heavily believe in the bond and the intimacy that's formed with it. Soul ties, some people might call it a reference, but it's definitely to make the bond stronger, to take it to the next level. So if people choose to do that before they get married, whatever that may be, it's making your bond stronger, and I think that is so crucial and so vital. And that's why sometimes, when we have sex outside of marriage, we be stuck on people we ain't got no business being stuck on because we didn't got the bond and we be confused. Like, what is it? I don't even, he's trash, but I can't go nowhere, girl. It's important. It's important. And we ain't going to sleep and being mad and upset at each other. Gonna come over here. Let's minister to each other and go about the business. So.
I think that sex is important. For me personally, I equate sex with emotion. So even if a guy is very attractive, if there's no mental or emotional connection, I really don't care what you're working with. I guess the converse of that is maybe you may have some challenges in that area. If we have a mental and emotional connection, I'm open to working with you. I think that for me, it is important to be able to talk about what do you like, what don't you like, what works for you. Because someone who is just stuck in their ways sexually, that wouldn't work for me because I'm constantly like growing and evolving. And that's like one thing that I, you know, am working on is embracing my femininity and the sensual side of me. So as I grow in that area, my significant other has to be willing to like grow with me in that area. So sex is important. And I do
Translation.
believe what you said,
Translation. She's saying
Lauren.
it in a cute way as she's growing freakier and freakier as she gets older. That was just a nice way. Let me break it down for what she needs someone to grow freakier and freakier with her. Yeah, okay, come on, keep talking. Go ahead. I just want to make it plain.
Oh, I guess I'm done.
All right, Asia.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Don't plead the fifth. Hey, come on. Come on, Asia. Don't
No,
do that.
Asia,
Don't
I'm
do
right there
that,
with
Asia.
you.
Come on.
no, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Next,
Okay.
next question.
Oh
Next
man, come on.
question.
All right.
Next question.
Do you believe in remaining friends with someone you have previously been intimate with or someone you were previously in love with? Once you have broken up, do you
Oh,
remain
yeah,
in being friend? Do you believe in remaining friends?
I'll go. No, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be friends with your family. I don't want to be friends with your dog. I don't want to ever
Not
see
the
you again.
dog. What the dog do?
The dog. I break up with the whole family. I break up with everything associated to you. Like if you like Target, I don't even like Target no more. Like,
Lord.
Jeez. She said cut
Jesus.
off.
you are invisible to me, and it's like it's not even that I hate you. You're just non-existent to me at that point.
I think
Yeah.
it depends on how the relationship ended. So if the
Mm-hmm.
relationship ended on bad terms, we've all have had those bad relationships where you're just like, I don't want to deal with your friends, your family. I'm going to block you on all social outlets. I don't want to go to the same church anymore. I don't want to shop at the same, malls or same restaurants, or the song comes on, you're in the car crying. But if the relationship was maturely handled and it ended in an appropriate way, I think you can be friends with your exes and their family members. I have been friends with a few of my exes. Now that I have grown and now I'm mature, at the time that it ended, probably not. There are a few exes that I probably would never ever want to speak to, ever see again. The mama, the sister, all those people. But in a mature way, if you see someone in the streets, or at an event, or on social media, and they've moved on, they may have a family now. It's not crazy to not be cordial. to someone that you used to be in a relationship with and just speak and say, hey, how you doing?
Now, hold on, Crystal.
Yes.
I didn't say nothing about being cordial.
Yeah, you said friends.
I
Is it
said
being friends?
friends.
Friends. I mean, define friendship. So
I
let's
mean, you if he call you and say, let's go to lunch, or he's still calling you, y'all still talking, about life, you still visiting the family for
Asia's not
holidays.
Oh
with
no,
it,
I
right?
don't visit
Friends.
family for the holidays. I may okay, like a picture on Instagram or comment under a Facebook post, but I'm not going to your family dinner, seeing your mama, hugging your cousin. I'm not doing any of that.
Going to
Period.
Target either?
Oh, I do go to Target, but I'm not engaging in activity as though that we're still together. Only if there's something still there that there could possibly be reconnection or reconciliation down the road. But other than that, no.
And before our other two talk, I want to add a little bit more context. From my experience, it has been that women have a tendency to hold on friendship wise to men from their past more so than men. That's just my experience. I don't know. I can't say that. I've never dated a man, so I can only speak from the perspective of dating a woman. From my experience, women have a tendency to hold on friendship wise to their exes more so than men do. So that's why I wanted to ask this question tonight, because do you believe, let's go deeper into it. Do you believe that being friends with exes could possibly hinder you actually moving on to the next, or does it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It certainly can. It almost allows them to stay in a space that your next can't come in because you have like the past there. And for me, I learned that lesson the hard way, because it was so important to me for whatever reason to maintain that connection. And I didn't get it until after the fact. So it certainly can hinder. And I've had girlfriends say, oh, well, when the new person comes, the potential comes, I'll just move him out the way. And I'm like, the next dude could be looking at you right now. And because you have Johnny come lately in that space,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, nah, I'm good. So he's never even going to approach you. So you're going to miss out. So I think that when it's done, you should just move people in their proper space. And I'm saying that from experience. I just want to say everybody's in their proper space now. Okay. So I don't have any lingering situation. I just
All the
want to
single
put that
men
out.
watching it might
So
want to slide in her DMs.
are your
She
DMs
like,
open?
properly aligned.
The doors of the DM. The
Listen,
doors of the
Tatiana
DM
say her
are
DM
open.
open tonight,
They
y'all.
open,
They're open. The
brothers.
doors of the DM are open.
All right.
Yeah.
Shoot
And
your
that's
shot,
the
fellas.
Legacy Mama, MOMMA, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Y'all, it's the consistency for me.
Right.
The acknowledgement is on point. It's there.
That's right.
A1.
All platforms.
Joe, what's your experience with that? Is your experience like mine, or you got a different outlook on more so women holding on than men?
I kind of agree with Crystal a little bit when she says that it kind of depends on how the relationship ended. I
Right.
think in the immediate past, it takes a while to be able to learn. Like even if you're friends first, it takes a while to detach feelings from that person. So it takes a while to kind of relearn them in the friend space if you all have shared some level of intimacy, whether physically or otherwise, for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that women, for the most part, are natural nurturers. So, even if
Yeah.
they, want to detach, they may remain friends, like you said, for an elongated period of time with somebody that they're at X with. But sometimes we hold on, Ray, for the sake of hope or something like that. So I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of depend. It kind of depends on. I think that every situation is subjective, but I think overall, it depends on how it ended
Yeah.
and why it
Yeah.
ended and how long it's been. Like we're not going to lunch 2 weeks after breaking up.
Yeah.
I'm still in that like Asia space. Like I don't want to eat nowhere you done ate. I don't want to listen to no song we listen to.
Right.
I don't want
Yeah.
to. Now I ain't never not wanted to go to Target.
You know,
Yeah,
No,
I ain't
that's the
never had
spirit.
that testimony.
No,
I'm gonna
I ain't
go
never
to
been that
Target.
broke.
You feel me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
I
Target.
don't care
I
who
don't care
done
if
went to Target. I'm going to
I
Target.
don't care if we went every day together, but I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
Target. But yeah, I think it depends on the situation and the time, along with how it ended.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of Johnny, y'all. I I don't even think I'm friends or follow none of my exes on social media. I don't. You probably done got blocked immediately after break because I don't want you in I don't want you on my story. I don't want you in none of that. So I have been gifted. I
But
have been blessed.
why, Ray?
Listen,
Because
I have been
here's the
blessed
thing, brother.
with goodbye.
She was good for something at
bye.
some point. So you mean
Yeah, but that
once y'all
season is
break up,
over.
It's
she ain't
over.
good
It
for
has
The,
my
nothing?
goodness. My goodness.
yeah,
All right.
your
I'm not gonna
purpose
block though.
has been served.
I'm not gonna block you though, because I want you to go. I want you to see everything I'm doing after the breakup, because
She
I'm
want the
gonna
glow
blow
up.
up. So
See
I
No,
this
want you
glow
to
I
up.
see
unblock. I
the glow
unblock
up.
after a
Yeah.
while. After a
I'm
while,
not
I
blocking at
unblock.
all.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
what?
I don't have a single person blocked on social media. Like I want every person to see what I'm doing or be able to see it. Like you ain't even gotta make a fake page or nothing. But what I've noticed is most of my exes block me. It's like they
Yeah.
don't want to see it because they know I'm about to do something. It's like I don't even want to see it. Let me go on here, and I'll be like, dang, like why you block me?
Yeah.
I'm not
I,
blocking though.
I, I've been blessed with the gift of saying goodbye to people.
The cutoff game, that's what we call that, Franklin. The
Yeah,
cutoff
it's
game.
Yep.
The
it's
cutoff game. It ain't
yeah.
nothing to cut that, you know?
All right. So let me ask y'all this, ladies. Have you ever stayed with someone in hopes that they would change for you?
Yeah.
Yes. I think we all can agree to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Foolish, young, dumb.
Just giving the benefit of the doubt. Everyone deserves a chance, especially in relationships when you're having conversations about things that probably do bother you or things that another person, could work on in the relationship. So, if I have an issue, maybe you don't put the toilet seat down or you don't take the trash out. I don't know, something crazy. Or you don't communicate effectively because I like to communicate, I like to talk. You want to give your partner or whoever you're in a relationship with time to work on those things. I think that is fair. But then there has to be a time where, my patience is very thin sometimes. So I try to give the benefit of the doubt, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I think we have to, as human beings, be patient with people. Everyone's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day. In relationships, you're going to make mistakes. But at some point, when it's enough is enough. When are you going to actually start putting some actions to the words or, making sure that you actually hear me and the things that I, would desire in a relationship or desire to be better with you. So I think at some point in time, there is some level of grace, but then at the same token, there is some level of stupidity that we got to just move forward and keep it moving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
real.
unfortunately, I don't have Lauren's testimony. I wasn't always young making these decisions. I've made some dumb decisions here in my 30s. Um, and I had to get honest with myself about why. I say dumb in jest, but the truth of it is, I just wasn't listening, right? People tell you things all the time. And because you may want a certain person or I want a certain thing to work out, then I'm going to make it mean what you're doing or what you're saying, what I want it to mean. So it makes sense in my head why I'm still giving you chance after chance. When after that first or second time, I should have been like, you know what? You're a great person. You're just not a great fit for me, or I'm not a good fit for you, or whatever that is. And, I've really had to ask myself questions like, what is it that you're willing to deal with? And like I can't even remember. It just went like Crystal said it. I'm definitely not perfect. And if you are perfect, you start dealing with me, you're not gonna be. So I'm all for grace, I'm all for forgiveness. I'm a communicator. I believe that anything can be resolved in effective communication. But I also know that there's parts of me that I'm still working on. So I can't deal with anybody who will give me knock your head between the refrigerator and the cabinet type energy, because that's not where I want to go. So instead of trying to make someone be something different, it just tells me I need to steer clear of certain types of men. That's very clear to me. And be honest with myself about where I'm at and what's going on. And some people call it selfish, when you don't want to deal with certain things, but I think it's wisdom. Because why am I going to be making myself miserable and you miserable? So I've definitely done it, but I don't plan on doing it no more. That's the thing I learned. I'm a quick
Amen.
study. I'm a quick
Listen.
learner.
Listen, I
Now
think that's so good.
let me interject with this before to give their input. The accusation against this generation is we don't stick to nothing. The first little sign of something being uncomfortable, we on to the next. They say we do it with jobs, we do it in places that we live, city to city, place to place, job to job, man to man, woman to woman. They say we don't stick to stuff. So how can, because we all know grandma and them, granddad and them stayed together for 40, 50 years. But we also know an example of grandma and granddad and them who slept in separate rooms for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
who had a whole nother family, across the way. And so, uh, do y'all think there is a place for perseverance beyond the pain that certain relationships bring, and then eventually it would turn out how you want it to turn out, or should it always be comfortable?
No, it shouldn't always be comfortable. I think that there is something to be said. My grandparents, matter of fact, my grandfather went to Joe's father's church for a long time, Elder Berry. So there's something
Oh
to be
wow,
said. Hmm. There is something
wow.
to be said about the stick to itiveness of our grandparents' generation, of our parents' generation. My parents were married in a healthy marriage until my father passed away. But then I think that there is some beauty in what we have in our generation. We have tools and resources that our grandparents and parents didn't have. We can talk about things, therapy, personal development, all of these things. It was kind of like, Lauren said, taboo, we didn't talk about. So instead of you going down the street and sleeping with someone else because you don't like my sex, now we can go see a sex therapist and we can talk about this. And then I can be what you need and you can be what I need. So for me, I'm not leaving nobody because you leave, the toilet seat up and socks around. You leave socks all over the house. Everything else is a go. I know how to put hampers around the house, and I could put the toilet seat down just as well as you can put it up. I think that we have to get clear about what works for us and be honest about those things, and then find someone who's willing to work with you in that regard. I feel very strongly about that when it comes to relationships and working through things. Now, I don't think that you should deal with someone, being abusive to you. And I know we like to use the word toxic very freely. But people have things that they need to work on. I mean, I know I do. I can tell you, I can be moody, attitudinal, um, all these types of things, spoiled. But I know that I'm also loving, giving, patient, all of these things. So it's like, what are you willing to deal with? What's your threshold? And being honest about who you are. That's the first thing. You got to be honest with you about you. That's my 38 cents.
That's real. And you used the word I ain't never heard before. Attitudinal. Did you say attitudinal?
Yep, attitudinal.
I ain't never heard that word before. I learned something new. Somebody spell it out in the comment section. Attitude. Go ahead, somebody.
I think I think you need I think you need to be brutally honest about what you want in life. I know you were talking about how like older generations, a lot of them stayed at jobs and now we're leaving these jobs and leaving our significant others. I think when you know what you want, at no point should you settle for anything else. And I'm like, that might sound like really just like a fairy tale, but it's not. And I feel like too many times in life, older people get older and realize they didn't do half the things they intended on doing. They hate their jobs. They hate when they retired. They don't even have the money to enjoy their retirement. So a lot of them have to go get other jobs. Or people, after the kids move out, all of a sudden they want to get a divorce after 60 years. I think because they never wanted to marry them in the first place. Like when it comes to dating, it's not about being brutal or rude or any of that, but it's just like, if I know I want a man that's 6'3", this is not what I'm saying. But if I want a man that's 6'3", I'm gonna try to get a man that's 6'3" instead of going to get somebody that's 5'3" and cheating on him. Just go and get what you want the first time. Like go get a job that you're passionate about so that you're happy when you're at work. Go get someone that you want to come home to every day, or stay single until you're ready to come home every day. If you can't commit to this person, you don't need to marry that person. Go find somebody you can commit to, or stay single. So it's just like, go get what you want so you can stop thinking about everything else or wanting to even leave that person. Like, get it right the first time.
I think, and just to piggyback off of what Aisha said, I think the issue with our generation is that we've had so many distractions that our parents and grandparents and great grandparents did not have, i.e., social media. So actually, it is hard to be distracted when you have these sex models on Instagram, okay? They're showing these six packs and showing prints and showing, that they can be these supermodels. And then you have your husband or boyfriend or significant other that has a pot belly that's leaning over. That's number one. I feel it as though that our generation also, when it comes to distractions and social media, the world is always changing, right? So technology changes. How our grandparents used to cook on the stove or cook in the backyard or go, get the animal and slaughter it. We don't have to do that anymore because of the technology and the way life has evolved for us. And so our generation, we kind of like that microwave life where it's like we want to put it into the microwave for 30 seconds, warm it up, and then eat it. And that comes into play when it comes to in our relationships, that we want what we want when we want it. And if we don't want it, we want to kick it to the curb and go to the next thing. If we don't like the way he smells, or we don't like the way he dresses, we don't like the sex, or we don't like the way, his mama, we don't like the way he communicates, oftentimes we find something better only because there's more options. Back in the day, how many options did they really have other than the people in their neighborhood? My mom used to always talk about, they used to hang out in the neighborhoods or they used to play outside. And our generation is social media. We're attached to our phone. So if it's not on our phone, we don't know anything about it. And that is a huge distraction when it comes to relationships. I don't know how many times I've gone out to a restaurant, even with friends, and everybody's doing this, right? And there's no conversation going. You're not learning one another. There's no dialogue. There's no conversation. I don't know if you like pink. I don't know if you like black. I don't know if you like fish or you like chicken, because we're just doing what is the norm and what technology and life has evolved to be, versus then going back to the basics. And that's my last feeling.
I'd
That's
like
real.
to chime in. If that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
I want to take Tashana's word for the year. Intentionality. I think we lack intentionality in seeking out people who we want to date. We are so set and fixated on our list that we are checking things off and not being intentional with coming together with people who match our purpose, right? So why grandma and granddaddy and them stayed together for so long is because they had a purpose. I'm trying to do something better than my family did, right? And it was just as simple as that back in the day. My mom and them, they didn't have this, so I want something better for my kids. Well, now we have better, and we are coming together, and it's like, well, I can do all of this on my own. What's the purpose of marriage, right? Well, me personally, I want to go and do amazing things, right? Create life centers and build businesses and other things that Lauren can do in her own capacity. And very well, might I add. I gave my profession at the beginning of this, right? However, I can do even more and better with a partner who's on the same page, like-minded, and is intentional and purpose with me, right? So I think once you come together with intentionality and purpose with someone, that allows you to stick into it, because one, I saw that out even in our friendship, right? Where we were going out on dates and things like that. We had those things in common, right? So even when we go out and you're getting on my nerves today, or somebody else looks attractive, I'm always going to come back to you, because we're rooted together in something that's bigger than both of us, because we're movement by ourselves, but we are a force. And I mean a force when we are together. And that's going to always bring me back, because that force, that gravitational pull, it's gonna always bring me back home to center because this is where it's at. I'm in alignment and walking with you versus what everybody else is over here talking about. It looked good for a minute. It's this, and this. But I done been through some stuff with you. I done built with you. I have cultivated with you. And I know we have the same vision. I'm not going to give up on that just for something temporarily that looks good, that, you know, this might not be here tomorrow. So I think that's what our generation lacks. And I think it's to answer the last point, but I think for me personally, when it comes to friendships with men, I am friends with my exes. And I think it's because of that point. I dated you because you were a good person. It was something about you that I valued. It was something about you that added value to my life. So you getting shifted. Let's be clear. It's to Tanisha's point. All roads are clear. You ain't in this boyfriend role. You ain't babe. You ain't flying me out. You're not doing any of this. But I genuinely care about you as a person. That's why I dated you in the first place. So I don't got to dismiss you. I don't got to shut you down. You know your place. And when they show up, he will know who you are and what your place is too. And if they got an issue with it, then sayonara, baby. Because we rolling with bae and purpose and intentionality over here. But in the meantime, that's how I feel like.
I would like to add this to like what everyone said. All the ladies touched on it, but I think that this is when maturity, how you say it has to kick in, because social media is not real. It's as real as, you know, us talking, but people get to post and do whatever. You've got to be really clear about who you are, purpose, and something that I've noticed about myself is, and I'm not trying to be churchy, there's things that I want, and then I had to say, okay, God, but what are some things that I need so that I get to become the woman that you want me to be? And it may not be 6'3". Now, I also believe that I can tell the Lord exactly what I want, because I say this all the time. There is no way that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is going to give me a husband that is not attractive. Now, he ain't got to be attracted to all of y'all, but he's got to be attracted to me. And it hurts my heart. I hear so many women, this is not even an exaggeration, in the body of Christ who talk about, well, I know my husband ain't no looker and I really don't want to be with him, you know, based off of looks, but God put us together. No. You mean to tell me God can do all these other things, but your husband got to be ugly? You're not attracted to him? Like Asia said, then you run around cheating on him? No. There's that, and I don't believe in this either or doctrine. Either he's, you know, for my purpose or he's ugly. No, he can be both of them. I need him to be both of them.
Whole and complete.
So maturity, we have to grow up. I will say that. I know I got some growing up to do. We got to grow up and not be this right now. If I don't like it, I'm gonna leave because there's always someone better. And then you get yourself, as my grandmama used to say, you be jumping out the frying pan into the furnace. You don't want to do that. You got to be mature. You got to grow up.
Yeah.
Joe, go ahead.
I have a question for the sisters on the panel, but before I do, I want to say I agree with Tashiana. I don't believe, and I know, Ray, you have a very ecumenical following, bro, but I mean, we are who we are no matter where we are. But I don't believe that the God I serve would demand perfection for me in singleness and give me mediocrity in marriage. Like you says, she can be bad and for you, or bad and saved. But my question for you, sisters, which was Trey's original question was, have you stayed waiting for a guy to change? Now, my question is, and somebody even said in the comment section, sometimes people stay based on what they want, and just to find out that what they want isn't what they need. And sometimes we can be guilty of trying to shift our want into a need, but then that's when we err and we make permanent plans with temporary people. So my question for you all is, what is that breaking point to where you just kind of threw your hands up? You don't have to give like details, but what did you feel as a woman that made you say, you know what, I'm out? Even if he did check all the boxes you thought he was, but it just didn't sit well with you. When did you kind of throw your hands up and say, I'm out and I'm not digging this. This is not serving me any longer? What was that feeling in that transition like for you?
I remembered who I was.
Yeah.
I was reminded about who I am. And I tell myself this all the time. Like, who I am isn't just like, oh, you know, you have all these roles that we play. But I got real clear because even I get down on myself. But again, not trying to be churchy. But who does the word of the Lord say that I am? Because depending on how I feel, I'll hype myself up, like, oh, girl, you did that. And on another day, it's like, you didn't do so well. They're like, you're not really it. But who does the word of the Lord say that I am? That's who I allow to define me. And anytime I get away from that, then I find myself accepting things that I otherwise wouldn't accept. And I remind myself I had an exceptional earthly father and the Lord made him. So who does God say that I am? I don't have to put up with this. And it's not from a place of arrogance. It's from a place of being clear about who I am. And if you're not the best for me, great. But I also want you to go and get the best for you. And I realize that I'm not always the best for people. I don't care, how well I think I treat you. If I'm not bringing out who you're supposed to be, we don't have any business being together. So anytime I did this, it was like, nah, I remembered who I was. I'm not bringing out the best in you. You're not bringing out the best in me. I'm not bringing out the best in me. It's time to go. And that's when you can leave a situation and have peace as well. It ain't no attitude, and you can just be like, okay. Don't mean it doesn't hurt, but you can have peace.
Yeah.
I know when I'm dating, I constantly ask myself, is this who God has for me? Like, is this the man of God that I'm supposed to be with? And it's just like, because so many times, like, I know I'm a little picky. Like, if you cut your steak wrong, I'm just like, but then I'm just like, no, like, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of
the steak.
Girl, how do you order your steak? Girl, well done. That is not a steak anymore.
Listen, I'm with you right there.
Hey, don't get this mixed up. Don't get this.
Amen.
It's medium rare.
It's a turn. Listen, I'm automatically upset. If we go to
don't get
everybody know me. I love to
steak.
eat. Now I'm a foodie. Frank the foodie is one of my things.
Right.
You
Even
cannot.
if you pick a bad restaurant.
Oh my God! If you want to take me off, okay, go ahead, Asia. I'm sorry.
Well, for real, like,
I'm about to say, man, let the woman talk.
If I ask you what you getting for lunch and you tell me McDonald's, like, I'm turned off. I'm just like, you eat McDonald's. Like,
the man can't eat McDonald's for lunch.
Can't eat McDonald's, no. So I will get down picky, but then also like there's. But then also,
what about Chick-fil-A? Is that allowed?
I love Chick-fil-A.
They anointed.
Girl, yes, they are. They are. That shows a quality man. I'm telling you. If you thought the Popeyes, no, Mom, we're not talking about the chicken sandwich.
What's wrong with Popeyes?
No, because the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is better. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is better. So if you prefer the Popeyes chicken sandwich over the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, I'm judging you. Anyways, I'm out to. But at the same time, I have also stayed in relationships when I knew we be knowing. If we really honest, we be knowing that this is not the man that I'm supposed to be with. But I know, well, I'm just gonna speak for me. I've known like this is not the person for me. Like this guy has shown me over and over and over. And like what's my friend down here, Tarshiana said, like it's just like I feel like I was trying to convince myself that this was what I needed. Just because, like, oh, maybe I was ready to be in a relationship, or maybe I wanted to prove everybody else wrong about the relationship, or maybe I just didn't want to be alone, or it was convenient, like, oh, we're going to go on trips, or we're going to do a lot of work together, something. So I stayed in a relationship for either convenience or just because, like, and then, like, if we're being honest, sometimes you start to think, like, am I going to be able to find somebody else? Like, I don't want to go back through that whole, what's your favorite color? It's like, you don't want to start over. So, like, he's cheated on me 10 times, but, like, maybe this time he's really done. No. But it's like, I knew. Like, you be knowing, but it's just like you stay with them, and you stay with them until one day you wake up and you're just like, and sometimes it's weird because he might not have even cheated on you again. You just woke up Tuesday and was just like, this ain't what I want anymore. Like, at some point, you have to realize that you want more for you. And you have to ask yourself, like, is this really the person that's bringing out the best in me? Is this the person that's making me happier? Is this the person, am I elevating? That's one thing I look at when I'm dating. I've noticed, even with friendship, when you hang around certain people, your life can go in like a positive direction or a negative direction. If you're my boyfriend, my life, it doesn't mean that you're making it better, but you should just be helping me grow or
I've dated people before who I wanted to be a better woman for. Like, oh, I want to learn how to cook, or I want to dress cute today, or I want to go to church, and just I want to work out. Those people, it wasn't that I was trying to change. It was just so you were bringing out the best in me.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting that kind of experience when I'm dating you, like, I'm just staying in bed all day. I'm not motivated. I'm angry. I'm arguing with you all the time. That's when it's just, it ain't right. Like, I'm sad all the time. Like, I don't want to be around anyone. I don't want to go out in public. Like, I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to look cute when you come over. That's not a good relationship.
Yeah.
Can I add one thing?
Girl, yeah.
I feel sometimes we get into relationships and we date the representative, right? We really don't date the person until after, like, months or like Q4. My dad used to always tell people in marriage counseling that you need to go through 4 seasons, right? You need to go through spring, summer, fall, winter. You need to go through death. You need to go through life. All these different things, right? And oftentimes when we start, dating someone, we're so in the honeymoon phase, and it's like, I love you, and oh, you bought me flowers, or oh, you took me to Ruth Chris, and this is just great. And he texts me and he checks on me, and then somewhere down the line, those things start to dwindle, right? And oftentimes, we get frustrated in relationships because the representative is who we fell in love with, and the actual person who we start dating down the road is not who we really want to be with. It's not like, you're smelling good, you're whining and dining me when we're, dating the first 6 months, and then we make things official, and it's like, oh, you want to go out to eat today? I'm only going to take you to McDonald's or whatever, And so that frustration becomes in relationships, men and females, because, us women, when we're, in that honeymoon phase, we like to throw it on. We like to do our hair, put our makeup on. We like put our heels on. And then somewhere down the line, we walking around with pajamas, pants, and sweatpants, and we stop doing those things. And
Bonnets on.
I don't wear my bonnet in public, but I do wear my bonnet around the house.
No, ma'am.
But oftentimes
sleep on. Can't wear it in.
I only sleep on it. Okay, that's it. But you want me to look a certain type of way, the bonnet got to go on. I'm not white, okay? The bonnet got to go on in this black hair, okay?
Sleep on it.
You may see some things, but seriously, we have to stop giving people false narratives of who we are as people when we get into relationships, because we end up hurting so many people. We give them this false narrative of who we really want to be, or who we, supposed to be on social media. You don't look like this. It's almost like the filter effect. You see somebody, you just like in person, you're like, this is not how you look on your Instagram. But I feel like I've been catfished many times in relationships because I'm dating the representative and not the actual person.
Yeah, I'm on this show called When the Right One Comes on Monday nights with Bishop Greg Davis, and we talked about this in depth. I don't want to listen. Them bonnets works my nerves. I just can't. I don't want to look at it. I do not want to look at it.
Listen, we black women, we got to put the bonnet on at night.
No, at night, yes. When you get ready to go to bed. When you get ready to go to bed. But just to be cooking in a bonnet, no, ma'am.
What you want me to cook in? You want me to put a
I want you to look. I want to be looking at you from the back like, man, I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I just, I need to be, I need that visual. I don't want to see no rollers in your head. I don't want to see none of that. You feel me?
That's true. I do agree. You do have to keep it sexy around the house, in and out the bedroom. Yeah, I don't like females who wear bonnets in the grocery store. It drives me nuts.
That's
because help me understand why does it make sense? I never understood this. Why does it make sense to get all done up to go to work, all done up to go to church, all done up to go meet with your girlfriends, but when you with me at home, you want to look like you just woke up on a Saturday after a long night and you got a hangover? I don't want to see that mess.
I'll be honest with you. Drake's line has killed it for a lot of women. Hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. He has just really ruined it for a lot of women. They've taken that to another level, like just taking it. But I wholeheartedly agree with you. You should not. You should keep it sexy at home. Listen, that's where you want to be. You want a home to come to, honey. You might as well. That's what you need. That's be your priority.
But that's not realistic all the time. Think about it. We go through mood swings. We could be PMSing. I don't want to be sexy when I'm on my cycle, when my stomach hurting, or I had a bad day. We should walk around like, hey, baby. No, that doesn't, like, let's stop being fake. Let's like be real, honestly. It doesn't, you're not going to get sexy
No, that's not gonna
24/7.
be. That's not fake. You gonna do that when you get up and go to work. You
Is
you
that
gonna go to work in
lineup
them kind of
done?
week.
Are you going to be shaped up to the
Yes,
capacity at all times?
I
yes.
think
I'm
it's
gonna make
all
sure.
about balance. It's about balance because, like, I live alone. Ain't no man over here, but y'all, my pajamas be so cute. I walk around the house with silk robes on. It's cute to me. But I
Come
also
on,
have
Asia.
comfy clothes. I mean, I'm doing it for me. But I
That's what
have
I'm
comfy
talking about.
clothes too, like a cute pair of sweatpants, not the bleach stained ones. Like,
Yeah,
don't buy you a
Yeah.
new
not
bunny,
the big draws.
right?
Yeah,
Big
Don't
Make
get
it cute
draws.
at
don't
home.
get
This is
Look, we
how it
call
is.
those
your
I'm
cycle
bunny
African.
got
panties.
holes
They
in
do come
Love it.
it,
out.
I keep
right?
it cute at home in my casual lounge wear, but make it cute, right? Like I
Make
don't
it
need to be in
cute.
no holy stuff. Honestly, I get like old t-shirts. I'm a sorority girl, right? Things like that. I'm cut it, make it off the shoulder,
Okay,
So, and I do
girl.
that for me now. Walking around my house sexy by myself.
yeah.
I'm practicing for when
Yeah,
Bay show
so
up. So he, I
Right.
make sure. So
look,
absolutely, I
I
agree.
be at
It's
home
levels to
by
it. Is he gonna
myself.
get a full face? Nah, but
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
be
sexy.
I be at home by myself. I get out the shower. I put on my little night cologne
Keep
just to
it,
get in the
keep
Ooh,
bed
it,
by
keep it
myself.
what? Keep it. Is this G rated or
Yeah,
PG rated?
yeah. Like
I wear
I try
cologne to
to,
bed too.
you know
Y'all
what I'm
put perfume
saying?
on.
'Cause-
I'm laughing at somebody saying bloomers, aka big draws. But every girl does have a pair, okay?
them big draws, put them big draws up, baby. Listen, Asia, for real though, McDonald's. He can't eat McDonald's.
I mean, he can't.
Asia,
I'm
I'm
just gonna
sorry.
judge
I love
him,
me some McDonald's fries.
girl. And you so pretty, and you eat
Thank
McDonald's. Oh
you.
Jesus! Oh, please stop eating McDonald's, girl.
Not
And
all the
McDonald's
time,
ain't even
but you
cheap. That's
know.
the thing. McDonald's is not even that cheap. And I mean, y'all, the quality of food is horrible. Like the patty be like, and y'all
Yeah.
eating that, and y'all eating it. It's not even good. And they rude, and the ice cream machine don't work.
She said, and they rude.
Listen,
It's just
Frankie,
What
in
like,
the
about the
foodie
high C
section, you get to
orange? Can
have
we go
Asia
there for
next.
that?
All right,
no.
let's go here.
No,
Let's go
ma'am.
here. Let's go
What?
here.
Okay, let's
I
go.
want you to I want you to put these in order of importance to you. Ladies, I want you to put these in order of importance to you. In order, what is most important for a man to have to be able to give you on a consistent basis? Emotional support, financial security, romance slash good sex, spiritual covering, or just feeling protected, secured. I got security. So let me
My
say it
goodness.
again.
That's a
Emotional
lot. Hold on, I need
support.
to
My
write
notes
this
are
I was just
down.
about to say, Ray,
wow, you
Write
are
them
should
down.
laboring.
you
Somebody
should have
in the
texted
comment
that.
section gonna get it. Watch this.
All right,
E-
somebody in the comments write it down for me.
emotional support, financial security, romance slash good sex, spiritual covering, or the feeling of protected. I put security by itself. Yeah. Somebody gonna write it. Watch.
Okay, you said emotional, financial, sex, and what was the last one?
Romance.
Romance and spiritual, right?
Uh-huh.
For me, I would say it's emotional, spiritual, financial, romance.
I would say for me, it's going to be spiritual, and the last three are number two. And why I say that because spiritually, if a man does not have a relationship with Christ, number one, he cannot lead us in relationship. We're unequally yoked. He doesn't even know how to be a man if he doesn't even know Christ. And that is something that I don't know if the other three ladies on this Zoom or live stream have faced dating someone who emotionally or spiritually is not connected to Christ and how that affects your relationship. If you're not spiritual up front, like if you can't pray, if you always asking me, can you lead us in prayer? No, you're the man. Like you lead us in prayer. So that is a major issue, major red flag for anyone who's dating right now. A female, how could you be with a male who cannot lead you anywhere spiritually with Christ? So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I would say spiritual first too because I feel like if we're if he's spiritually covering me, like he's a godly man, I feel like all this other stuff will automatically fall in place. But if I had to go back in order, I would do spiritual covering, financial security,
Yeah, it's tricky.
emotional support, romance, security. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's
security. Security is his ability to make you feel protected. You get what I'm saying? His ability.
I mean,
to
but
make
if
you
he's
feel secure.
spiritual, I'm gonna feel protected, and financially, I'll be protected. Emotionally, I'll be protected. Yeah. So yeah, that's my way. Okay, so I would do spiritual, financial, emotional, romance, and then security.
Mine are spiritual covering. I'm going to go with the answer that encompasses everything else. And then number 2 is going to be good sex. And we done. That's it.
I know that's right.
I guess maybe I should say something because mine was a bit different. So with the whole spiritual thing, man, I've met some dudes. They let them tell it they love Jesus, and that's it. They think they can't do nothing else. So for me,
they don't really love
I've also,
they don't love the Lord for real.
I've also, but I guess you can't say that because I mean, this is something I say. In the words of the great philosopher Andrew Caldwell, who are me to judge, right?
My Lord.
No, you did not quote no Andrew Caldwell on my show.
I love him. I don't care. I love him. But Lauren brings up a good point because I've been really dealing with this lately, and so I said, well, I don't like to tell someone about their spiritual relationship, but what I've really been dealing with is I'll know by their fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that piece. Okay. So maybe I could put spiritual first because that's right. I think the reason why I put emotional up there because for me, that's so important. Emotional security and connection. And my experience has been often that because maybe and maybe I have to really look at that. Maybe you know how to do church and it's maybe not so much the relationship, but a lot of times my experience is, especially if a man can provide financially, it's kind of like figure everything else out on your own. And again, I'm not for this either or doctrine. I want there to be balance. So yeah, I want him to love Jesus and have a real relationship. But I think that's for me. I care more about relationship. Like you don't have to be no elder. You don't have to hold no position. Like what is your relationship and what is the fruit spiritually look like? And then from that, I guess, would come emotional support, patience, kindness, forgiveness, long suffering, all of these things. So I guess I've been turned by the group.
I'm gonna be
You should have stood by it.
Joe, you want to give your input? Or you
I guess
I can't believe this woman just quoted Andrew Caldwell on my show though. Some who are me.
She called him the great philosopher Andrew Caldwell.
Jesus.
I think the only input I would have with all of the sisters, making spirituality a priority, the number one priority, I think that's great. And but even as you all's brother tonight and everybody in the sisters in the comment section everywhere else, even in that, I mean, I don't have to tell you all that those of you all on the panel, you all know. But I have to tell you, like, he has to be able to do a little bit more than that and be more than that. What I think Paul, and somebody said it in the comment section, that's what made me think about it. Somebody put, got to be equally yoked. When Paul said, don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers, you sift that out, you really find out that where unbelievers mean faithless or unfaithful. So it's like you have people who are spiritual who are still faithless. People are spiritual and still, unfaithful. So, I mean, you can pray and lead us in devotional time every morning, but we're all trifocal, your spirit, body, and soul. There's still at least two other parts of you that has to, needs that has to be met. So that's absolutely.
I'm sorry. So, okay. So I just wanted, and not to turn this whole topic into like a whole spiritual deep dive. So I'm gonna give y'all like a 1 minute and 30-second synopsis of this, right? But when you think of a spiritual, like if you just said spirituality, I think that in and of itself would have said something. But the fact that you said a spiritual covering, right, makes you think of a blanket. It is something that covers, literally by definition, multiple segments. It's something that's going to bring warmth and something, all the other things, right? If you have a relationship with the Lord, like a real relationship, to your point, being equally yoked, don't just mean that you love the Lord. To Tanisha's, I'm sorry, that is not your name, Tanisha. To Tashana's point over there.
Tashiana.
Tashiana, I'm so sorry. I promise I'm not going to mispronounce it no more. But to Tashiana's point, when you are walking with the Lord, you're going to have fruit of that. And there are certain principles that come with that. When you talk about mind, body, and spirit, the first thing we do after we get saved is that we have to renew our mind. So this is a process, right? And that also speaks to you being equally yoked or otherwise being equally yoked, right? So it is all a part of it. But for me, when your life with the Lord is spiritually correct and you are a true spiritual covering, the biblical principles of being financially, having self-control, like let's just go through the fruits of the spirit. You're going to love me, honey. You're going to be patient with me. That emotional support, everything else that we want to list off is covered by you being a spiritual covering, just by the fruits of the spirit. So that for me, the one thing you don't mention, I mean, we can encompass sex with love, but I just want you to be frank and clear because I already made it known that that's important to me. So go ahead and be a spiritual covering, number one. And I'm gonna need you to back that up with some good sex, Bruce. That's all. That's it.
And if he for that, Lauren, if he is if he's the covering that was cut for you, then I don't even think that won't even be a problem. Because like I said, I don't think God will demand perfection out of us in singleness and give us mediocrity in marriage. Because just like, when we all go buy covers for our beds, you can get a cover. You can get a twin size cover for a queen and king size matches. It's a cover, but it wasn't cut for that bed. And so you can find a good spiritual man who loves God, who has everything that's in God is in him, but he was not cut for you. So it's almost like you got to find that cover who can cover all parts of who God made you to be. And vice versa.
Who's equally yoked with you, right?
Absolutely.
If I'm
equally yoked with
king
you.
size, comforter bed up in here, which I love sleeping in my king size bed by myself. It's blessed. It's blessed. Right? I'm gonna need you to be a whole king coming over here to fulfill
a Cali king, Cali king, not a dishcloth. You don't want a dishcloth.
You ain't gonna do nothing for me over here as a dishcloth.
Frankly speaking, I'ma just speak for myself on tonight. I gotta be honest. Spiritual for me as a man would probably be last on my list. Just being honest, because my worst experiences in dating has been with a prayer warrior and a Sunday school teacher.
Right, what the Sunday school teacher do, Doc?
Two totally different people.
She didn't give you the right Sunday school lesson.
Two totally different people. Same bad experience. So I know I'm a preacher, and I consider myself to be a spiritual, but I just feel like this just lasts on my list because I'm not spiritual all the time. Like I wanna.
We're not saying you just gotta be deep and spooky all the time.
I'ma love her in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So
I think Frank, I think because you are a spiritual covering, like you're a man. I think you're a godly man, so you are the spiritual covering. So you're not looking for another cover. You're trying to be the cover. So you're gonna look for everything else on the list. As women, I think, of course, we're going to want, because I mean, especially, I think we're all godly women. We're raised, to think, oh, he's going to be head of our household. Like, I have to listen to him. So, of course, we're looking for covering, and you get to start looking at everything else besides the cover, because you are the cover.
Have you ever tried to cover something, though, that didn't want to be covered? I don't know. That just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen to me. I don't know.
Well, a man is going to be a man. So the first thing you're not going to look at is how am I worshiping in service? If my hands are going to go higher or lower, you're going to look at my breast and my butt on my face. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, I think that, like Aisha said, women, we have a different perspective of what we want, in a man. I mean, this is the title of the show, but as a male, you all may have a different perspective of how you all want, what you want to see in women, because there's two totally different things.
Yeah.
Spirituality may be at the bottom of your list, but I'm not looking for the man that's going to be shouting around praising God, at home. I want to know, can he cover me? If I'm depressed, can he hold my hand? Can he lead me, if I'm feeling down, those things that matter versus then seeming very insensitive. I've dealt with
Yeah.
preachers before as well. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
some things are good and some things are bad. But most men, y'all gonna look with your eyes first, and then you're gonna look with your heart and the spirituality later. You're not gonna see
Yeah.
if I could get the two-step in first. You're gonna look at my butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But isn't
And
that with
see,
anybody?
the
Because I
scripture.
don't go around looking at how well a man prays. I said it. My husband got to be fine. If you can pray real good, that helps.
But I got a question. Are you looking at the print first? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But even
See, Tashiana is
no,
gonna be just gonna say yeah.
I did say yeah. I do. I like a gray sweatpants. They are anointed. I like a gray sweatpants. That's just what it is. But even still, that doesn't knock spirituality like down
Correct.
the last of my list is all I'm saying. Of course,
Yeah.
nobody falls in love with, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. You don't know that until I deal with you. It's the looks that get me and the personality and everything else that keeps me. I'm just saying, even still, I know for me, I couldn't be with someone who their relationship with the Lord was not a priority for them. It was like last on the list. That's gonna cause a problem. It might be okay but again, that for me, it goes back to a certain level of maturity, because when things start happening, what you gonna be doing? Looking at me? Or, you want to go and no offense, you might want to go smoke a blunt to deal with this. And from what I know, some things come out only by fasting and prayer. Now, I'm not trying to be deep, but I don't need you looking at me weird if I say, you know what, babe, this week, this is what the Lord is dealing with me on, and this is what I'm going to be doing. It don't take all that. What you doing that for? I don't know. That's just me. I've gotten real clear about that, because I have dated some people where their spiritual walk was, it's like, yeah, we'll go to church. It's cool. You want to go? I'll go with you. I mean, if that's what it takes, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
But that's just my experience.
I don't want to just date somebody who goes to church though. Like I want to know that there are people who go to church every Sunday. However, they're scammers or they're liars or cheaters. Like I want to know, based off your actions and your behaviors and the way you treat people in public, that you're a godly man. So it's not just because y'all, these folks go to church every Sunday and be the devil. So now,
That's real talk.
You go to church once a month.
Scammers.
I see that you believe in
Right.
God and you try to, live your life right. I don't care how often you're going to church, as long as I know that you believe in God and you're acting godly.
Let's flip the script a little bit. Ladies, would you be offended? I saw this somewhere on the internet. That's why. Would you be offended if your best friend got engaged at your wedding?
No.
Would I be offended?
No.
At the wedding reception?
No. I'll probably help her plan it. I don't know. I don't care.
It's not her
stuff
day.
like that.
I'm sorry. It's not her day.
It's not her day.
No, I don't care about
Saturday?
that, girl.
But I would feel some type of way. That's just it's a time and it's a place. We got some decency and some order up in here.
Go ahead.
My wedding day that I've spent a fortune on, baby, it's not your day.
It's not.
I'm sorry that your fiance couldn't think of something more creative than to try to ruin my day. The creativity that the man that you're choosing always has to slide, this is.
You done came for the girl's
Dang.
home man. I'm sorry,
I'm
he ain't got no creativity.
I'm sorry you're not creative. You better think about this, sis. Sorry.
It doesn't
That's
bother me. It don't bother me.
Asia, what you think?
I wish somebody would. Y'all
That's
would.
it.
I feel like my friend,
it.
like, no, you just come sit down. The groom, he needs to just come sit down as well. Like, that is my day. Everybody else needs to just be there, be present, clap, take pictures of me, and tell me how pretty I look. But you think
he couldn't do it the day before, the day after. Just had to be that day.
The whole month. Just stay away. No.
So what if? Okay. So what?
As soon as he go down on one knee, we tackling you out, boo. Bye. You ain't even gonna
security.
You serious?
Security.
Okay. So what?
Ray,
what if
Ray, you wouldn't feel no type of way about that? You be cool
in my wedding?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. If you got engaged in my wedding, would I care?
That ain't the same.
It's not your wedding.
It's your best friend.
It's not your daddy.
Best friend. It's not yours. It's the wife.
I wouldn't care.
Joseph, would you care if he did that to you on your day?
No, I would be if it happened for Trey, I would first of all, I would just be shocked. I wouldn't mind.
In disbelief, first of all,
like,
right.
It's a very short list of people. It's a very short list of people I wouldn't mind becoming engaged at my wedding reception. My blood brothers and Trey, just because I would be shocked. I would want to be somewhere where we could all see this. Get the camera phones out.
No.
So I wouldn't care.
Y'all are so shady today. But yeah, my best friend.
Nah, she need another man that's gonna be creative.
First of all, my best friends are men, so there's that part.
No.
So I'll go here.
Jesus. So what if? So what if he came? What if her boyfriend came to you and said,
"Ray, Crystal already."
It's a hard no for me.
And I would just say,
Crystal is having none of
it. Me. Nope. I find anybody who knows me would know that that's not even slightly a good idea. Like,
I appreciate the gesture. Thanks for coming to ask me so I could politely tell you now. But yeah,
it's a hard no.
It's a no.
You asked, so you would.
All right.
I'm actually happy that you.
I would be offended that you would even ask me something like that.
All right. Moving on. We coming to the end, y'all. It's almost 10:30. I'm not gonna hold you all night. Let me ask one more deep question.
Make it good.
Do you feel as though the way you saw your family display love as a child is affecting your ability to love now as an adult? Do you feel like you saw some things, you experienced some things, you felt some things from your parents or your aunties or your uncles as children in the love category that you are now acting on, or you see some tendencies to be the same as them that you used to look at weird now that you're an adult? Do you think your childhood has affected how you love now?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because we didn't. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hand come up first. I didn't delve deep into this in counseling and therapy. Listen, for the people, don't be ashamed to go to therapy and deal with your traumas from your family.
Amen.
They love you, but they only do the best that they can.
Right.
So yeah, personally, I did. I had a lot of daddy issues. Because
family display love as a child.
I apologize. That was me. My fault.
Yeah, daddy issues. Even something so basic as like my love languages. My last love language is physical touch, right? And so even I talk about, I want sex and things like that. I'm actually like a dude when it comes to sex a little bit. Like I don't need to cuddle with you afterwards, and like from previous experiences. But I know that comes from my upbringing, right? My family didn't really hug a lot. They didn't really embrace. And so I'm not a physical touch person. I don't need a lot of physical touch, right? But we did spend a lot of time together. So quality time is big to me. I want us to be, spend a lot of time. However, in going through therapy, I've been able to identify those type of things, right? Just even certain triggers with men in relationships. When they say something to me, it triggers me because it reminds me of how I felt. Even though it's not something that my dad or, male figures in my life said to me, it makes me feel like how they spoke to me. Like it's a huge thing in the South. Most of us have connections to to Memphis. Women don't speak, right? Like back in the day, we've come out of that a little bit, but it's just like, no, you just be seen and not spoken to, right? And that was kind of a thing growing up. It's like, just come in here, give the plates, pick up the plates, and don't really say anything. So when I'm talking to a dude and he's like, hey, not right now, or like if I'm talking and he wants, I will have a little trigger, and might go back. we've worked through some cues in therapy, so that's not an issue anymore. But I'm just being honest, like growing up in those environments, being aware of those things. One, it's very important, right? Because we all have them. We all come from some type of environment. We want to do better. And it's important for you to know what those are so you don't repeat the cycle, so you can get the help that you need. And you can love your spouse the way that they want to be loved. Maybe, not even maybe, most men's physical touch is their number one love language. So no, maybe with that, more than likely, my husband's physical touch is going to be his love language, and I'm gonna need to know how to provide and serve on that level, right? So I can definitely recognize why I am the way that I am, where it comes from, and how to do better, so I can show up and be who my husband needs me to be.
Okay.
I think mine is kind of I don't want to say the opposite, but more in a positive direction. Like my parents, of course, they weren't perfect, but even now, I still love their relationship, and it's so cute to me. And even just like the way my mom treated me growing up and still treats me, it kind of made me want to be really spoiled because my parents did give me all five of the love languages. So it's like now I'm looking for someone that kind of treats me like my parents did, and most of these men ain't doing it, y'all. They not doing it, but yeah, it's like I'm aiming for that type of love. Like I've experienced that, and I keep running into guys who, I saw IG post. Some people grew up on survival, and some grew up on love. I grew up in love, so I feel like my entire life, even as far as friendships, has been finding out that the world isn't as innocent and nice and genuine and caring and loving. Like most of these people just really don't care about you. So it's like I'm kind of learning the opposite. Like, okay, don't be as trusting. Like, don't think that this person has the best intentions for you. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah.
I guess I can go. So childhood, growing up in a two-parent home is a big difference from growing up in a single parent home. And I think that does affect adults in relationships because they don't see, how two people are managing a household together with children. Roles, who takes out the trash, who pays the bills, who cooks, who cleans, those are the different things that seem so minute and minor that we're talking about it. But, I always knew that my dad paid the bills, like I don't know how it happened, but at some point in time, the bills were paid. He put them in the mailbox. He put the little flag up in the mailbox, and I knew the bills were paid. And at one point in time, the older that I, got, I always saw my mom. She was cooking and cleaning, making sure she was managing the kids, making sure that schoolwork was done. My dad was on the road preaching when my brother and I was young, and my mom was the caretaker for us. But I knew that my father was the provider. And I think in relationships, I kind of look at that, dynamic because of how I was raised. I look at, as the female to be the caretaker and the male to be the provider. And I have to always understand that's not always going to be the case, that some men do not have the proper tools or education or resources to understand what providing looks like in a relationship, whether or not they're married or dating or engaged or having a family, and that, the roles can reverse at any point in time. Does that affect relationships? Absolutely, because in relationships, and I was married, now divorced, I used to think of that way, that no, as a man, you should provide because that's what my father did. But in that, same token, I had to realize that, that person may not have those same characteristics and traits that my father did. And I think oftentimes girls who grew up in the household with their fathers look for men, honestly, who mirror or image that, perception that they were raised with. My father, was not the most affectionate man, but I knew that he loved my mom by what he did, by his actions. It wasn't like I'm gonna buy you a whole lot of stuff or I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. The lights were on, the bills were paid, food was on the table, clothes on our back. And I think oftentimes we forget about those things that could affect us, for our childhood when it comes to role reversals. So I think that it does affect two-parent households. Whether or not you date somebody who didn't have a father or didn't have a mother in the household, whether or not you date somebody who was raised by their grandparents, that's a huge dynamic. Whether or not you date somebody who, honestly, didn't have siblings. How do they handle being selfish or selfless? These are the things that you have to really think about and start going into that childhood when you're dating someone and talk about those things, because these things will come up in marriage. These things will come up when you're engaged. These things will come up in dating, and then you're sitting there looking why you guys are not on the same page, and that's the reason why, because nobody's talking about what their image was when they were growing up as a child. Hopefully that made sense.
Made perfect sense.
Yeah, surely.
Yep. I know that the way that I was raised certainly affected me. But I think more so because I saw a healthy, loving marriage, it affected me in that I didn't get until after I was married and then unmarried. He wasn't my daddy. I wasn't my mama. And I've gotten really clear. I have to give a man the opportunity to come in and be who he is. Like, he not my daddy. So there are certain traits and characteristics I desire my husband to have, whoever he may be. But I was thinking, just like, people say, I don't know how to be a husband or a father because I never seen that. At this point in my life, I'm getting really clear. Nobody taught me how to be unmarried once I was married, because I never saw that walked out. I saw people be married, stay married, be loving, be forgiving. And so it definitely has affected me, because before marriage, it was like, yeah, you have to do these things because that's what my daddy did.
That's right.
And so now I have to give people the opportunity to not be James King. He's probably, oh, there, look, I don't know if y'all can see him. Where's which one? There, he up there. That's my boo. To not be him. So it has affected me in that way for sure. I don't know how to be unmarried. So I'm learning that, y'all. I knew how to be single, but I didn't know how to be unmarried. So that's what I'm learning.
And daddy's girls tend to do that. Unintentionally, we tend to compare who we date to our fathers. And that is a positive thing. I'm not agreeing that we should do that. It is very negative and it can be very toxic. I hate that word. But, oftentimes we do it because we think our daddies are our superheroes and they saved the day and they were always there. And that's not always the case when it comes to dating. Very, very realistic, honestly, aha moment for me, that it was like, the guy who I married wasn't my daddy. The guy who I date is not going to be my daddy either. He may, don't believe in hustling and having food on the table and making sure the bills are paid, but my daddy did that. So the expectation kind of sometimes is unrealistic when we compare, our significant others to our fathers.
That's real. That's real. Joe, you want to add something before we sign off?
I think the only thing that I'll add on to that, let me plug this in before it dies, is that for me personally, because my dad was just such a great father, and almost mirrors what Crystal said, going out traveling. The five of us were at home with mom. She was a homemaker. I almost found myself in dating doing too much, trying to be too much like my dad too soon, trying to be too much of a husband as a boyfriend. And so in that, I found errors in that, but I also found myself locked in looking for my mama in too many women, as in I never heard my mama raise her voice at my daddy. I've never heard either of my parents raise their voice at each other, raise their voice at us. So the moment a girl act like she was getting loud with me, okay, on to the next one. I'm cue up, Usher, track 6, Let It Burn. You know what I'm saying? And she out. But I had to understand that everyone didn't grow up like I did. In the same way, I'm bringing in my childhood and stuff that I experienced and stuff that I saw. This woman at 20, 25, 30, 35, however old she may be, she didn't just come out of a factory. She's coming in with, childhood stuff too. So being able to be patient to find out exactly what it is that she really wants and how I can be there for her. So I think that what we saw our parents commit or omit plays a huge role in how we interact, whether it's in dating or courtship or marriage.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people our age that did have parents who were very involved in our lives and were good parents and did a lot for us suffer from what I like to call prince and princess syndrome.
Mm.
That
That's good.
we were so used to somebody providing every area of our life without the expectation of reciprocation that we oftentimes struggle to give that back, and oftentimes we struggle with the fear. If it was bad or if we saw bad examples, we struggle with the fear of not wanting to experience that or go through that. So we oftentimes take early exits out of situations that may be premature without even explaining to someone, well, when you do this, it's making me feel this way because I experienced this or I saw this. And so we have expectations of people without communication. We just expect them to know
That part.
that this is the way we
Mm-hmm.
expect to be cared for. This is the way we expect to be loved. This is the way we expect you to be a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or a girlfriend to us without even really having a proper discussion with them about our expectations. So I think that's a very unfair thing. As we get ready to close out, I see Asia is yawning over there. It must be past her bedtime.
I had a long day. I'm sorry,
What?
guys.
No, you good. Last thing. If you could tell your, just imagine your daughter is 21, your son is 21. If you could tell them anything about love, what to look out for, what to watch for, what would you tell them?
So, y'all, I'm 28 and I've never been in love. And whenever I tell people that, they're always like, wait, you dated so and so, and I thought you were with this person for this long and this and all that. And I'm just like, one of my favorite quotes is, love is many things, but one thing it is never is uncertain.
Mm.
And I feel like there are so many times where I liked someone, like really liked them, but I just knew that it wasn't it. Like, this was just not love. Like, I'm like, there's no way this is love. Like, you're lying or you're cheating or you're not honest or, you know, it just didn't even feel like love. So until it feels like love to you, whatever you consider to be love, until it feels exactly like that, is not love. And don't waste your time and don't get stuck thinking that that's love. I feel like it's a lot of people who got married to people that they're not in love with. A lot of people just use the word so loosely. It's just like, people like, what, you're 28? I'm like, yeah, you can date someone for 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half, 3 years if you want, and you might not love them. You might like them. You might enjoy being around them. You might like characteristics about them. They might make you smile a lot. They might make you feel pretty, but is it love? And it don't be, if it doesn't feel like love, you can't say 100% her husband at McDonald's. Fun fact, my sister met her husband at McDonald's. Like, my sister met her husband at McDonald's. And
So you missing out.
Through the drive-thru.
You missing out.
No.
You
Y'all, Jesus wouldn't do that to me. You know what? Jesus knows me. And my husband is just
You
going
should go to McDonald's tomorrow. It may be your day.
Just go get a sweet tea.
No.
Just get a sweet tea.
I don't even like sweet tea. I guess I'm black and I do not like sweet tea, y'all. Sweet tea is nasty.
We are going to new depths tonight with Asia, okay? Make sure she on the food channel, okay?
Y'all, he's not gonna be at McDonald's. Please, Jesus.
He may be. We don't know. We just don't know.
I said no. He is not at McDonald's. He not. He might own the McDonald's, girl.
What if he owns the McDonald's? Then it changes. You see how that dynamic just shifted?
It does change. But even then, I was like, don't you want a Chick-fil-A?
If you work there, just so you know.
He better have a good one. I just say, have y'all ever went to a good McDonald's? So, like, be honest. Like, what?
Yes,
is good
the new upgraded ones with the 2 drive-throughs. Yes, missing out.
Where? Yes. What location?
You ain't never been to one that had the strawberry cream cheese fried pie? Listen, but change your life.
You need to come to one down here. Come to one in the DMV. They're all renovated.
There's not a single one in Memphis that's good.
No,
what do y'all order at McDonald's? What are y'all eating?
Chicken nuggets.
French fries.
Chicken nuggets and okay, they do have good fries, but still,
The
they
high
not
C
good
orange
fries.
is bomb.
Ice cream. Oh, they brought it back in Arizona.
Apple
I went
pie.
the other day and they had
They
the
did.
high C orange.
Actually, I really like Popeye's apple pie.
Right. I have never just set up and been like, oh, I really want McDonald's. Like, anyways, y'all
What
got
did your
it.
mama get you as a child? You never ate McDonald's as a child?
I ate McDonald's as a child. I am not a child anymore. I got
Come
grown
on.
woman taste
She
buds.
goes to get medium steaks now, and the
Right.
man got to cut the steak appropriately, or he out.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I
Child.
like Dixie Queen, so it's not like y'all don't get me wrong. It's not that I have to eat bougie because I love Dixie Queen. I actually went on a first date to Dixie Queen one time, but McDonald's is nasty. The quality of food is nasty. The
I'm
service
sorry,
is
my
nasty.
dog is off the chain.
Y'all.
You're good. All right, somebody else.
What was
Y'all
the
good?
question again? I'm sorry.
If you could tell your 21-year-old daughter or son anything about love, what to look out for, what to watch for, what would it be?
Don't ignore the red flags. I think we often we kind of get into relationships and I don't want to use the word settle because it's not settling, because you're in love and you're emotional and you're kind of like basically I'm bought in, like I'm sold, your representative that you've shown me is perfect. And then there's things that come along as the relationship grows that there are red flags. There may be a communication issue, there may be a spirituality issue, there may be an emotional, financial issue. And those things come up later on down the road when the relationship starts to develop and mature. And oftentimes we kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna let this slide one time. The next time it happens, maybe I'll say something. And then you wake up one day and then you realize that you let a lot of stuff slide because you ignored the red flags. Then you're frustrated. You're in a relationship. You're unhappy. You're seeking others, for attention. And so if I could tell my 21-year-old self, or when I was at Hampton, when I was 17 years old and as a freshman, I would say, girl, do not ignore the red flags. Who they are showing you is who they actually are. Do not believe the hype. Do not believe, what is posed on Instagram or Facebook. But honestly, deal with the red flags and talk about them. If he's not gonna hold your hand, or if I'm gonna wear my bonnet when I cook you fried chicken, and that's gonna be a red flag for you, then we need to discuss this. Okay?
Amen.
Listen, because
Amen.
my hair cannot smell like fried chicken, Frank.
No,
So
it
if the
cannot.
bonnet is gonna be a sore spot for you, we need to discuss these things. But
Amen.
those things matter, and oftentimes we
They
kind of
do.
brush them under the rug, and then we end up frustrated in a relationship because I can't wear my bonnet when I fry some chicken.
Amen. Amen. That's why I talk about these things on the first dates. Lauren?
You talk about the bonnet on the first dates? Sure.
Yes.
You talk about a bonnet on the first date? Does it have to be a certain
No.
color?
Yes. I'm like Asia with McDonald's. No bonnets, please.
So
When you get ready to go to bed. God bless you.
like when the lights are out, you can't see it?
I mean, the TV light is fine.
Oh my Lord. She must gonna have to, be natural or wear braids all the time.
Come
Girl,
on,
natural hair, you
Lauren.
gotta wrap that up too. I wear my bonnet. Honestly though, y'all. Well, it depends. Just make sure the bonnet is clean, like
And it don't
10
stink.
p.m. Yeah, you about to go to bed. Put the bonnet on then, but yeah, you gotta look cute around the house. But at the same time, men, like, do you look cute around the house, Frank?
Are you wearing gray sweatpants around the house?
Right, like what you wearing
Yes.
around the house? Like, do you smell good? I did. Like, are your feet ash?
I'm gonna get an animal print
No.
one. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
It's like, so you look good walking around the house just daily. Do your breath smell good? Do you smell good? Is your hair brushed? Do you have your do-rag on?
No, I take that off
Okay.
when I wake up.
You just gotta keep the same energy.
So you supposed to walk around with the line on your face? I'm supposed to see
No, I
that?
take it off when I get up.
Do you have a beard bonnet too?
Oh
No.
my gosh.
No, somebody got company.
Somebody got company. That ain't my house.
That's not me.
That ain't my house.
Lauren?
Lauren was like, oops. Lauren, what house is it? Sis.
That company.
Pardon
kinda
the
lame.
interruption. And I did not Uber Eats.
No, Lauren is in Phoenix. She 2 hours behind.
It's still late or early here-ish, kind of.
And Joe is in Cali. He 2
Who
hours
got
behind.
company?
Lauren.
Uber Eats. It's Uber Eats. It's my Chipotle.
Oh, Lauren. Oh, okay.
It's my Chipotle.
It's not
You
me.
gonna let her if
It's
she did
Chipotle.
have company?
Listen, are you seeing
It's
the
a little late for company.
She
Toby,
leaned in.
please.
She said, "Girl, what you got?" Better not be no.
I just was wondering. I was like, okay. Because if I had company, I'd be like, I gotta go. But I don't have company.
She'll just politely leave.
Listen. All right, anybody else want to answer? Y'all good?
I would honestly. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, because you got to get the
my 21-year-old self, I don't know where I got it from, y'all, but for some reasons, I used to be loyal to dudes who I didn't even deserve no type of loyalty. Like, there wasn't no relationship, that I just was in my head like, oh, I like them. They would be hurt if I like somebody else. I gotta live your life, baby. Live your life. Like, you young, don't be out here trying to be married to somebody at 20, 21. Like, live your life. Live your life. That's what I would tell my younger self. Live my life, right? Like, make the mistakes while you're younger, girl. Get it out. Because honestly, some of us, as much as we want to harp on, like, I will give you advice and things like that, some of our younger selves wouldn't have listened to that advice, right? And depending on the day and time, I'm going to just be honest. That would have been Lauren. I'm a rebel. I ain't listening to y'all. So no one is going to answer the door. It's Chipotle. They leave it at the door.
They're going to leave it there. She don't want to see her company.
But no, seriously, that's what I would tell my younger self, which probably some folks may or may not agree with that. It's not the wisest, but I was not living my life at 21. I was trying to be somebody's wife at 21.
You didn't have enough hot girl summers.
No,
No,
that's the time to do
it is not too late.
We need more.
You can't have no hot girl summers at 31 and you loving the
Yes,
Lord,
you can.
you know, trying to get married. They be looking at you. But
So you gonna tell your daughter, baby, be a thought until
That's not what she said.
I was going with you. I was nodding. I said, hello.
Say that ain't come out of mouth.
You can live your best life and not be thought now.
Baby, just thought it out.
That's true, Lauren. Let them know.
Baby, just thought it out until
You can be a hot girl and a Christian.
You could be a hot Christian girl.
Right. You can be a hot girl.
The 4 women on your panel are all hot Christian women. Okay.
Right. Period.
Period. Poo.
I will be having the hot girl summer all 2021.
I am.
Okay, Tasha.
And I'm gonna be outside all summer. Okay, at first I didn't think I had anything to say to my kids. I really thought about this. What would I say to my children? Because I actually have children. And what I would tell my children is love is a choice. That is what I would tell them. I think about that. There's so much to say about love. I would tell my children, love is a choice, because we touched on it tonight. You may not always feel something. I say this all the time. I read something came out. Anyways, but I say this often, is that feelings are not fact. They are real, but they're not fact. I may feel like you did something on purpose, and so now I'm feeling sad or upset. But the fact is, you might have done it on an accident. So love is a choice, because I may not feel like being kind to you. I may not feel like forgiving you. But if I say I love you, I have to choose you every day. Like I do it with my children. It's inherent. I don't have to think about it. I choose to love them every day. Disobedient, love them. Yeah. Disrespectful, love them. Obedient, love them. Love is a choice. That's what I would tell my babies. Love is a choice.
That's real.
Choose to love you. Choose to love. Love is a choice.
Joe, before I let all y'all sign out, you want to close us out with some words tonight about any of this, Brother Joe?
I just have one last question for our panelists. So this is in let's say in 20 seconds or less, can y'all answer the question of what do women really want? Since that's the name of the show. So can you give us I know that's kind of short, but let's say 30 seconds or less. What is it that women really want?
Intentional, clear, direct, authentic men. That's what I would say.
Just whoever Teresa is, she said third closing.
That's one of my regulars.
We're Trinitarians. I'm
finna rebuke her in the comment section.
Teresa, she is definitely a church girl. She was like third closing. I'm screaming.
I can't see the comment on my phone. I wish.
Oh, you can't see them on your phone. Okay.
Yeah, so I know y'all was saying something. I wasn't ignoring folks in the comments. I can't see them.
I would say just be consistent. I just want consistency. That's all. Whatever that looks like, and that's consistency and how you look, how you dress, how you treat your family, how you go to work. Consistency with Christ, consistency in your finances. Just be consistent. Don't be hot and cold. Then you're lukewarm. Then you here. You want to be down. Then you don't want to be down. Then you want to date. You don't want to be date. Just be consistent. If I can just say sum it up in one word. I just want a consistent man. Just one.
What if he's a consistent clown?
Consistent man. What'd you say?
That's right.
What if he's a consistent clown?
Oh, I can't do this. Well, I mean, I've dealt with consistent clowns before, and yeah, my patience level doesn't deal with that. But I want consistency. I want consistency and being happy. Maybe I should clarify. Consistency and love.
Don't come at you with no foolishness.
Listen. My Instagram is @ChrissyMac. I will block you if you start being creepy and like 1,000 photos tonight.
Don't like 1,000 photos.
Oh, they coming tonight. They coming.
Okay. Do not.
Don't go back to 2012 liking pictures neither.
Listen.
Asia said you can like all her pictures.
You can go like my pictures.
Yep, you can
Don't go back to the ham.
As long as you don't try to take her to McDonald's.
We taking Aisha. I'm sending you McDonald's tonight, girl. You gonna get the DoorDash. We were eating tonight.
Oh, but yeah, you can like my pictures. But what do I want in 20? Honestly, I think I would just say love, but like love for real, like not this foolishness, but like love. Like that's what I want.
Rick, I'm cracking up. I'm sorry.
Lauren?
The comments.
That's 20 seconds. That was sweet. I'm gonna be honest and complicated. I want somebody who love the Lord, who got hood tendencies. Okay, like I need you to have a good balance. I need you to let me know that you're gonna hold it down. I need to know that I'm gonna be secure. Love the Lord, because that's secure. that spiritual cover that come with all that we spoke. But hood tendencies, for real. Don't be super sweet and like. Balance. I need you to, I need to know that you got me in most areas of life.
Thank you. Listen, thank you, ladies. Y'all have been absolutely amazing tonight. All of their DMs are open, I believe.
They are open. I am single.
May the best man
My
win.
DMs are open.
Let me put it in the comments.
May the win.
May the best man win. So find them on Instagram. Ace Rose, Crystal
The Legacy Mama.
Lauren,
MOMMA.
The Legacy
It's
Mama.
one S and Chrissy. One S.
You gotta go research.
It's Miss Aisha Rose.
Shoot your shot, fellas, and if it works out, send me an email and say you met the love of your life on my show.
You coming to the wedding, Frank? Don't be proposing at my wedding now, but you welcome.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Listen, thank y'all for joining me. Joe, man, I appreciate you, bro, helping me hold it down tonight. I didn't want to be in this room full of women all by myself. So thank you for helping me hold it down tonight.
You got it, bro.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks. This was fun.
Thank y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna do my little last closing. And so, peace out. I send you a thank you in a minute. What is that? Listen, y'all, it's been an amazing night. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to my show yet again on this Wednesday. I'll see you again next Wednesday at 9. Y'all are so funny in the comment section tonight. Listen, thank y'all for interacting. Thank you for sharing tonight. Send a replay to somebody. And go to my website, soveryfrank.com. You can see all of my shows there under the Frankly Speaking tab. Go to my YouTube and make sure you subscribe and like. Last but not least, if you want to be a blessing to this endeavor I'm doing, y'all have been so gracious. I've been able to make upgrades and all of that because of your donations and your gifts and your seeds, if you call it that. So if you want to bless the Cash App tonight, man, I would appreciate it. There it is right there on the screen. We do it normally $8, $18, $28, as long as it's an 8 included. I believe that numbers are significant, and 8 is the number of new beginnings. So whenever you sow into my show, make sure you label it for something that you're desiring to be new, to be fresh again. And I would indeed appreciate it. Again, man, I'm Frank Ray the Third. This has been my show, Frankly Speaking. And I see you guys next time right here on Frankly Speaking. Peace out. I love y'all. Have a good one.